All right, how you doing tonight? Hopefully everybody is having themselves a good night. We are breaking just one thing tonight, and it's going to be a half case of Bowman Jumbo Baseball. Now, of course, before we get started, there is a little bit of information that we like to go over, so we're going to bring that up here in a second. And also, unfortunately, we've got another deadbeat bidder tonight. Imagine that. So the Toronto Blue Jays are going to be available if anyone would like to pick them up. So first up here, just a note about feedback because I get asked this question a lot. So guys, my feedback is completely automated on eBay. So what that means to you is anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get positive feedback in return. And of course, the second thing there is just a message to let you know that I appreciate you being here. So thank you for bidding and breaking with me. Many of you chat and hang out with me, and especially those of you, thank you everybody for paying tonight, with the exception of our one deadbeat bidder there for the Blue Jays. Speaking of which, I need to update the spreadsheet to reflect that. So I'm going to move you back here for 1 second, and I'm going to go in and change that to note that it's an unpaid bidder real quickly. Because, I kind of honestly, I would kind of like to shame the person tonight, because it's one of those just really egregious people who just, bids just for sport, I guess. I think, honestly, a lot of times they bid with no intent to ever pay. And some people do. Their whole idea is just to kind of mess up your break. So I think that's what happened with this person tonight. But even so, I will not shame them. I pulled their bidder information off of there. So we are taking a look now at breaks that are coming up here in the next few days. So this stuff is already listed on eBay. You can bid on it now. We'll be breaking it over the next 5 days. So tomorrow night we have got Legacy Football, and it's going to be a 12-box case of that. It'll be break number 5. We're going to start a little earlier at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific. Veteran Base does not ship to the teams in that break. Veteran Base has its own bidding category. So teams are going to get, numbered cards, inserts, parallels, autograph cards, relic cards, etc. Just no Veteran Base in the Legacy Football. Sunday night is an off night. Monday, we have a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autograph football jerseys. We're going to do a 10-box case of Leaf Metal Sports Heroes. That's a special kind of thing. It only has pre-production proof cards in it, right? So they're all pre-production proofs. They're all slabbed. They're all one-of-ones, and they're all autographed. So the cards that made up that product, the pre-production proofs, they had signed and slabbed, and that's what makes up this case that we'll open there on Monday night. Also, we're going to open a case of Definitive Baseball Monday. On Tuesday, another early start, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. We're going to open Legacy Football again, another 12-case break there, and Veteran Base does not ship to the teams in that one either. Once again, has its own bidding category. Wednesday of next week, we'll open a Gold Rush autograph full-size football helmet, some Onyx Premier Gear baseball. That's a memorabilia break, and it is spots are listed there by player name. And then Topps Finest Baseball comes out on Wednesday, so we're going to open an 8-box case of that as well. Anthony's asking how much for the Blue Jays. Well, the bid on the Blue Jays was $88. But at this point, I know that bidder is not going to pay me, because they haven't paid me, and they've already stated their intentions that they do not intend to pay for it. I love people like that. They just, make my life so happy. But anyway, so if you're interested, Anthony, or anyone else in the Blue Jays tonight in this break, just jump in there and tell me what you're willing to do. If it's a reasonable offer, then we'll make a deal on it. And if it's not, then I guess, I would let it ride and take a chance on the Blue Jays myself. But that's the deal on it. So on this page, we're looking at shipping information. And I'm expecting this stuff should be on the way to you by Tuesday. Now, I may be able to get it out the door ahead of that, just depending on what all I can get done over the weekend. But to be on the safe side, I'm leaving it listed as Tuesday, and if I can get it out sooner, you know I will be happy to do so. And in this break, Paper Base had its own bidding category, so Paper Base isn't shipping to the teams. The teams are going to get autographed cards, numbered cards, and all of the chrome cards. And of course, all of our inserts and things are chrome. So, by the way, one final little note there. This is actually break number 9. And apparently, one of you guys was kind enough to point this out to me. I had not noticed it. Apparently, I forgot to change the title, and the title still said break number 8 on eBay, in the eBay title, but this is actually break number 9. It's our first break of Jumbo Bowman this year. Our others have been hobby. All right, so once again, it is a 4-box half case break of 2019 Jumbo Baseball, break number 9. Ended tonight on eBay, Friday night, the 31st of May. Of course, we've got team names there on the left-hand side. Our winning bidders are across from it there on the opposite side. And, of course, the Toronto Blue Jays, as I said, are available right now because that bidder did not pay and apparently has no intent to pay. And also our Paper Base, once again, as a reminder, its own bidding category, so all Paper Base will go right there to that bidder. So that's all the news to use there. This is going to be the start of a new case. So what I'm going to do now is take out all 8 boxes out of our case. We'll number each of the boxes on the end, and then I'll use random.org to make a determination as to which ones we open tonight versus which ones we're going to be opening in our next break of this case. So looks like, oh, hi, Ian, by the way. I guess Anthony must not be interested in the Blue Jays. Jay Ness has made an offer of 55 against an original eBay bid of 88. So is anyone else interested beyond that? I really hate to go that low on them for Toronto in here to go to 55. I really would rather it be a little closer to the bid amount. So is there anybody else in here tonight that is interested in the Toronto Blue Jays? Yay or nay? Or am I just going to have a little skin in the game tonight with them? There's 6, 7, and 8. All right, all of our boxes are numbered. So now we're going to go... Ian, hang on a second. I'll answer your question in a second. So we're going to head over here to random.org and divvy these up, figure out which ones are open tonight versus which ones are going to be opened up in our next break. And what does random give us? 6, 2, 4, and 5. So 2, 4, 5, 6 are the boxes we're opening tonight. All right, so 2 and 4 and 5 and 6. And let me just ditch out 3. And yeah, all right, so that's our 4. Let me get these other 4 put away, and I'll be right back with you, and we'll be rolling on along. All right. Oh, Anthony, yeah, I'll do 70 for the Blue Jays. I'm okay with that. So can you, I'm assuming if I type in, I should not assume, so I will ask. I'm typing into you my email address right now. Are you okay with just logging in and sending it that way? So every once in a while, somebody will need me to send them an invoice, and if you need me to do that, I can. It just takes a second longer. But if you're cool with sending it, I just typed it in there. And bear with me a minute, guys. I'm going to get our spreadsheet updated to reflect it and all that kind of stuff. And then, Anthony, if you can let me know once it has been sent, I would appreciate it. That would make things flow pretty well for us, I think. I'm working on it here. Trying to multitask, sorry. Getting multiple things done at once. I do not know your eBay username, Anthony. I'm just going to put you in here for the time being as A Vargas, and I'll remember who you are, but on the spreadsheet I'm going to type you in that way. And yes, PayPal is great. That's fine. That's actually the email address I use for PayPal is what I typed in there. I don't actually use that for correspondence, FYI. So anybody who needs to reach me, you're always going to be best off reaching me by way of eBay messages or something like that. All right, so there's our updated spreadsheet to reflect that the Blue Jays are being picked up here on a second chance offer. And we are good to go then. All right, so, oi. Oh, what I've got going on right. I've got too many things open on this stupid computer right now, I think. All right, so Anthony, you are good to go? Yes, no, maybe? I see that you typed in active, but I don't know what you were telling me on that. All right, well, I can just pull it up here. I'll pull up PayPal real quick and see if we're ready to go or what our sitch is. Looks like we might still be holding on here for a minute. So Anthony, if you can just let me know as soon as you have that squared away, that would be fantastic, man. And then we'll get moving on down the road here. In the meantime, I can cut some plastic off of here. Well, welcome. Thelmer says, never broken here before. Well, welcome. I hope we find you some nice cards tonight. Who have you got in here tonight so we know where to work the mojo? All right, Anthony says he is all good to go. PayPal is rocking and rolling. Your email address is in there, I hope, right, Anthony? Or I've got it somewhere in another order or something, right? Hopefully, so I don't make sure I can get it sent to the right place. Every once in a while, I've gotten payments where somebody didn't put their mailing address in there. And then, you know, when it's in chat, if I don't, you know, if I can't match it up with something, it makes life hard. But I'm comfortable you got it going. Hi, Ian. You got big plans tonight. Have you got a hot date tonight, Ian? You said you were just able to pop in for a little while, so maybe you've got a hot Friday night date. This is your first break ever, Anthony? Oh, dang. We definitely have to get you some good mojo then. Your first break ever. Oh, that's sweet. I remember my first break ever, and I got addicted. I was hopelessly hooked. So consider this fair warning, okay, that you may end up likewise. And I did need to do one other thing here. Let me tweak our settings a little bit so that we can see these cards without having to worry about all that crazy autofocus stuff where it tries to jump around and do weird things. All right, so our paper base, as a reminder, all goes to that particular bidding category. So you're going to see me blow through that at a pretty good little clip. Chrome cards, of course, all go to the teams as normal, as do our inserts. That's the top 100 insert. The whole insert series will refract. These are our Ready for the Show inserts, and the entire group of Ready for the Show inserts will be refractors. Meanwhile, didn't we just make somebody's night? The very first card we see, whoever's got the Tampa Bay Rays tonight, is officially super happy because you just got Wander Franco in a refractor to 499, right? Tampa Bay taking care of business. Oh, Ian, you got a 2-year-old with an early morning. Well, I can understand then why you would be early to bed. 2-year-old, whew, good grief. You have to have a lot of energy to keep up with them. A lot of energy. So yeah, right? Like how exciting was our first hit out of here. I didn't say this at the top, but since I do know we have some of you that are first-time breakers, you may not have been involved with this product before. It does have 3 autographs per box in the jumbo version, which is what we're breaking tonight. Rookie of the Year Favorites is another insert set we will see often. That entire insert set refracts. And these anniversary cards as well. They all refract. They all have a signature, but they're not an actual signature, guys. Those are imprinted signatures, facsimile signatures on those anniversary cards. So just to point that out, somebody might see one go by and think, hey, that's signed. Why didn't you talk about it? That's why. That's the deal. It's not an actual hard sign. Yeah, right? You guys are like getting excited over there in chat now. And Tori's here too. Hi, Tori. Tell you what, we're going to just kind of go through our paper and get to the first chrome that way. It'll save us a little bit of time, maybe. We'll do it like that. Another ready for the show. Here comes autograph number 2 out of box number 1. And this is purple. And, of course, our purples are numbered to 250. It is Roberto Ramos for the Colorado Rockies. He was never going to, beat out that Wander Franco. It's going to be hard to top Wander Franco tonight, but we're going to try. We're going to try, see what else we can find that might be Wander Franco worthy. Meanwhile, how about my Reds tonight? Actually, well, I say that. Good Lord, what if something's happened since the last time I saw the game? But the last I saw, we had like 9 runs on the board and we were ahead. Now, I've seen the Reds blow bigger leads, but I'm going to assume and hope maybe we hung on tonight. Still 125 for the Cardinals. That is a shimmer for Andrew Kenzer. So I was kind of happy that we came out in that first inning and actually looked like a real legit baseball team, didn't we? It was kind of exciting. Yaval is here. Hi, Yaval. Yeah, that Wander Franco, baby. That is like, that's the way to start. Do you have them tonight, Yaval? I can't remember. You're in, though, right? I think you're in tonight. I'm pretty sure you are. I think I remember seeing you. Talent Pipeline is another insert series we'll find throughout. Those also are all refractors. For the most part, they're not going to be numbered. If we do run across some that are numbered, I will, of course, flag it for you. Every once in a while, we do find one that is. All right. Oh, there's one of my Reds. And which Brave is that? Ian Anderson on the 30th anniversary parallel there. And more on the rest of those are paper. Now, of course, if we find numbered paper, you know that does go to the teams. It's only the paper base that isn't numbered or isn't any type of parallel that goes into the big catch-all, if you will. For the Tampa Bay Rays, Brendan McKay, it's looking increasingly likely that they're going to leave him as a pitcher and not let him play two-way when he moves up to the show. Royce Lewis to 499, a little refractor for the Minnesota Twins. And I was really hoping that they were going to let Brendan McKay, I was really hoping they were going to let him stay a two-way player. But sadly, they are not. Sad but true. And we'll see not a bunch of these. These will probably fall about one a box. That's what they were in Hobby. These are our Bowman Sterling continuity cards. So they add these in every year. This was for the Royals, of course, with Mateus there. little shuffle looking for any color in there in our paper. So the rest of our Bowman for this year is going to be jumbo. We're not going to do any more hobby for 2019. So the rest of the way through is going to be jumbo out of regular Bowman anyway. And for the time being, at least for the first case or two, we probably will keep it like it is now, where paper base has its own bidding category. We might at some point go back to shipping paper base to the teams, but if we do, it won't be till a little farther down the road. I think I see a speckle off in the distance for us here. See the edge of it coming up. A little Vlad Guerrero Jr. And it is for the Twins as well. So our speckles are numbered to 299. And that one is Graterol. In general, those will bring you some decent money. Always depends on the player, of course, but as a whole, they do pretty well. So we've still got one autograph left to find out of this first box here. We've seen only 2 of what will be our 3. Whoops, that one's chrome. And there's a little purple paper. It is numbered to 250. Kevin Smith for the Blue Jays. Bowman Sterling continuity is there behind it for Aramis Ademan and the Cubs. A few more little chrome at the back of the pack, and off we go. It is kind of nice that Topps has their jumbo packs the way that they do, where you kind of know where everything's going to be. It's right more or less in the center before you really are going to find anything, which makes it a bit more efficient when it comes time to actually break it. Kansas City Royals, Brady Singer, our 3rd autograph out of box number 1 tonight. I don't have the second half of this case listed yet, I don't think. So we will probably break the back half of this probably either Thursday or Saturday of the upcoming week. It won't be Friday, though, just because we've got, I think, 3 new releases on Friday. Couple of Leaf products, and then a couple of Leaf and what else? Luminance football. Yeah, that's it. Luminance. So once again, just kind of scorching through our paper base there, since we know all the good stuff starts here when we see our first chrome card. It's another 30th anniversary. That one's Joe Adell for the Angels. Little paper. All right. So I am looking forward to Finest on Wednesday. I've always been a fan of Finest. It's usually one of my favorite products that hits about this time of year, because it's got just the right number of cards, I think. It doesn't have a crazy amount of base, and it doesn't have so few that you're like, oh, well, that was uneventful. It's Eloy for the White Sox and the anniversary, and a Mariners pipeline. And the hits in it tend to be, in my experience, pretty good. Like I think back to the Aaron Judge rookie year. And, I mean, we pulled Judge a ton out of Gypsy Queen and Finest, believe it or not. Those were the two products where I personally, at least, pulled him the most. So I like what we get in there, generally. To 250 for the Cardinals, that's Lucan Baker with a purple parallel. That was chrome purple. And so what about last night with the Raptors putting one on the Golden State Warriors taking game 1? Is that the first time in recent years since the little Golden State dynasty began? Isn't that the first time that they've lost a game 1? That's the first time I remember anyway. Christian Stewart, 499, Detroit Tigers. For the Blue Jays, we've got a little Bo Bichette in the 30th anniversary parallel there. And behind that, another shimmer to 125. This one's for the Arizona Diamondbacks with Matt Mercer. So yeah, I'm thinking, could this be the year? Could this be the year that they don't win it all? Maybe. Toronto's looking pretty darn good right now. So I'm thinking it's a possibility anyway. And we all kind of thought, well, they don't need Kevin Durant because they cruised through the playoffs up to this point. But now all of a sudden you look at it and go, ooh, maybe they do need Kevin Durant. Toronto Blue Jays, look at this. See, your mojo is good tonight because you bought that unpaid team. It is numbered to 499, and it's Chad Spanberger. I can't ever get his name right. But anyway, it's a first Bowman refractor autograph for the Toronto Blue Jays. So, see, that's the mojo thanking you for picking up the unpaid team tonight, Anthony. And hopefully we'll find some other stuff for you as well. The show, again, a talent pipeline. All right. Yeah, see, it's nice, right? It's good when you hit, especially when it's your very first break. That's always, that's what gets you hooked, though. I'm not kidding. That's part of what got me hooked, too. I also, the very first break I ever did, I also got a hit in it, and I was like, oh, this is so much fun. And then I went down the rabbit hole, and then here we are. So this particular Bowman Sterling continuity also happens to be an atomic refractor. If you can, hopefully we can catch the pattern in there. It is numbered to 150 for Mr. Shohei Ohtani and the Angels. Meanwhile, over at the Kansas City Royals, you just got another Brady Singer. This is the purple parallel to 250. So that's a pair of Brady Singers out for the Royals tonight. And who's on this one? Urias and the Padres. That was Bowman Sterling again. Which is, it's as we've talked about in a few past breaks, it's going to be a back to hobby this year. So Bowman Sterling, of course, has been a retail only release for the last few years. Going to be hobby now. Oh, Anthony, you've got the Angels tonight too, so the Ohtani Atomic went your way as well. Very nice. You're doing all right, aren't you, for a first break? You're hitting pretty well at the moment. To 250, that's the Mets and Franklin Colomb, followed by another Bowman Sterling continuity, which you're obviously following more than one per box in the jumbo. Esteban Florial for the Yankees. They're coming out probably about twice the rate out of jumbo that they do out of hobby. But what isn't coming out as much out of here as does come out of hobby, I don't think anyway. I don't think we've seen as many atomic refractors as normal. Ian, you hit a rip. Oh my gosh, you one of your first breaks was a Cal Ripken Derek Jeter autograph to 5. Wow. Yeah, man, you say it kept you coming back. I could see why. That's an incredible hit to be one of your early breaks. You know, there are people that break for long periods of time without getting a hit like that. That's incredible, man. That's really nice. The Arizona Diamondbacks are in the house with Matt Mercer. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing about doing the breaks from this side of it as opposed to, buying into them. I really kind of get a feel for what's out there, like how often big stuff comes out and like that. Like, there's often we get cards worth several $100s or even a few $1,000s, but to get the cards that are worth tens or more thousands of dollars, they don't come along too terribly often. Really, I've only had one that I pulled that was extremely expensive, and the guy ended up, at least I believe, he never told me the exact final price, but I believe he ended up getting maybe a little under $100,000 for it. So Anthony, you said one of your addresses is not correct. Is the one on eBay correct? Because if that's the one that's right, I'll just print them both from. I'll print one label and ship them both using the eBay address if it's the correct one. Amaya was our anniversary card there for the Cubbies. And if I do that, I can just simply go into PayPal and add the tracking number after I print the label. Or vice versa. If PayPal's the correct one and eBay's the incorrect one, I could print in PayPal and copy and paste in eBay. Geo is here. Hi, Geo. How's your week been, Geo? I haven't seen you in a little while. Did you see I got some memorabilia listed back for you again? Not just for you, but I know you like the memorabilia. And I've been kind of slacking off, haven't I? I haven't done a lot of memorabilia breaks in the last couple weeks, trying to get through all this product with all these base cards. But I am going to start working some back in there for you. And everybody else that likes it too, not just for you. But you know what I mean. Anthony, the eBay one is right. Okay, perfect. I will just make myself a note to ship print the label using eBay, and then I'll just copy and paste the tracking over to PayPal on the team you picked up in chat, or you'll just know they're both going to be in the same envelope. Same deal. Kansas City Royals, daggone. Royals are cranking it out right now. That is numbered to 299. It's the Speckle Brewer Hicklin. And that is, if I remember correctly, the third Kansas City Royals autograph hit tonight. Isn't that crazy? I kind of think it is a little bit. Steve, which card was the $100,000 card? It was out of Bowman as well. And it was the Shohei Ohtani card that he signed his name in Japanese. the one you saw in all the marketing materials. So it was the blue parallel, which meant numbered to 150. However, it is the only one signed in Japanese, as it turned out. Topps would never 100% confirm that. They wouldn't confirm anything for me or my customer, but Ryan got involved that writes for Beckett, and he reached out to them, and all they would tell him even was that it was like a very limited number of them. They wouldn't specifically ever say it was the only one, but it's the only one that ever surfaced to the best of my knowledge. So it was the blue Ohtani rookie Bowman autograph signed in Japanese. So yeah. Ian, you got to head out. All right, my friend. Well, nice to see you. Have a good rest of your evening as well. And try to get some rest tonight so you can keep up with that 2-year-old tomorrow. That's always challenging. Our Bowman Sterling continuity is Chris Bryant for the Cubbies. Yeah, Anthony, you are not wrong. The Royals are absolutely on fire in this break. Royals hitting considerably more than you might typically expect. Unusual to have the Royals with that many. Well, any team. It's unusual to have any one team with that many hits out of what we've opened so far. But every once in a while, that's how it rolls. Royce Lewis, 30th anniversary parallel for the Twins. And a talent pipeline there for the Phillies. Paper base. But yeah, that Ohtani card was crazy. Like, and when we pulled it, you know, we knew it was good, but nobody realized entirely at that point how good it was going to be, that it was the only one signed in Japanese. And the Superfractor had not come out yet, so it was like the hot card. And I mean, and then to make it even better, it comes back graded 9.5. I mean, it was something. Amaya and the Cubbies. Woohoo, Cubbies. So that's the biggest card I've pulled in recent years, anyway. And we pulled plenty of them that are worth several $1,000s, but none, that's none that you could buy a couple of cars with other than that one. I couldn't even imagine if it were my card. You know what I mean? Like if I just pulled it and it belonged to me, or if I got it in somebody's break, like I would have probably had a heart attack on the spot. To $4.99, that is Fabian for the San Francisco Giants. That is a purple parallel. Next up is Wander Franco for the Tampa Bay Rays with a Bowman Sterling continuity. Oh, yeah, Patty, there's a ton of paper base in this product. I'd say probably at least, well, I'd say probably more than half is paper base in here. Well, maybe it'll be about half when we're done. I don't know. It's hard to gauge, but yeah, there are a lot. But the other issue is, of course, just the weight and the dimensions, because the post office now, as many or most or all of you may know, does what UPS and FedEx and those guys have always done, in that they charge you not just based on the actual weight, they charge you based on the box dimensions and the weight, and the box dimensions and stuff can add a bunch of cost. Ronaldo Hernandez, Tampa Bay Rays hit again. So it's now based on post office as well as FedEx and UPS is based on box size, box weight, and distance. And I think if I remember right, Patty, I think you're like on the opposite side of the country from me. So they end up really dinging it when it goes farther away. Now, if you chose, I think I list both UPS and post office as options on there. So hopefully you, I did not look at it myself, but hopefully you looked at it and chose the one that was the least, least expensive way to get it to you. Houston Astros, Seth Beer. And if you didn't, let me know and we'll figure it out. Or it could be, some people don't, if it's a P.O. box or something, some people have to go post office no matter. But yeah, it will end up being a fairly good size box by the time I get them all properly packed for shipping. And it will weigh a pretty good amount. But I spend so much money on postage every year. And last year, I think I spent right around $40,000, between 40 and maybe a hair over, counting FedEx and UPS and the odds and ends, stuff like that, just on postage, over $40,000 last year. Not even counting, supplies or any of that, just flat out postage. It's gotten really expensive. That is for the White Sox. Dylan Cease with a 30th anniversary parallel. And now the post office has raised the rates on first class. They actually raised them back at the first of the year. But now they're starting to apply dimensional weight to first class. Meaning that, they were already charging more if it had to go farther. Now they're going to make you enter the dimensions for first class, and bigger packages and boxes that are first class are now going to cost more than smaller packages and boxes that are first class. So they're getting us coming and going now. I think that actually takes effect June 1st, I think, on the first class, I mean. Oh, Patty, you said you didn't see any choices on there. It should be when you check out. I think there's a drop-down menu, like where you can choose whichever. Most of them only have one option, like unless it's something like that, right? So like the regular stuff would just show first class shipping and wouldn't give you another option. But international always gives two options. And so does, when I do the paper base, will always give two options, mail and UPS. Joey Bart on a 30th anniversary for the Giants. And behind it, you'll like this one, a little blue shimmer Joey Bart to 150. But I don't really know what it defaults to, Patty. If it defaults to the cheapest one automatically or not. I haven't paid attention to that. So we'll look at it, though. If it ends up being, crazy one way or the other, I'll work it out with you once we get it figured out. Not to worry, not to worry. Ryan says he likes getting cards in a plastic box. Yeah, sometimes I use those. Not always, but sometimes. So many of you who do breaks with me along the way at certain points have gotten those. Often depends on the total number of cards in play, usually is the deciding factor. Kirilloff for the Twins 30th anniversary parallel, and the Atlanta Braves numbered to 75 with William Contreras. Your grandkids are going to like all the base cards, you said? I just now saw that part of what you wrote earlier. Yeah, they're going to have themselves quite a time with all of this, Patty, because there's a lot of them. There's a lot coming in this particular bunch. We are actually hitting some really nice stuff tonight, guys. I don't know how often we're going to hit this many speckles in one break, but this is another nice one. And it is numbered to 299 with a little Augustin for the Washington Nationals. All right, we are getting close to it. We're in the last box. I forgot to say last box mojo, didn't I? I did forget to say that, but we'll say it now. So we usually say last box mojo, and we hope to get some really good hits out of our last box and every box, but we, like to focus the mojo in that last box and try to come up with the things that you need. So I guess the Nationals was that the first one we've seen out of this box? The other one for the Rays came out of the other box, I think, right? Yeah, I think we've still got 2 more to find in here. Definitely 1 more, I think 2 more. Numbered to 499, there's a little Ronald Guzman for the Texas Rangers. Hunter Green, Cincinnati Reds, 30th anniversary parallel. Anthony says, let's go. Let's find some more hits for him. We'll try. We'll try to work it out. Get it flowing in your direction tonight. Another ready for the show. And the Mets with Mauricio, Ronnie Mauricio. International player that I think is supposed to be pretty good, right? As far as I can recall anyway. Pete Alonso's been playing well for the Mets, I know that. Delmer says he needs to find a White Sox. That's right, it's your first break in here with us tonight. Not your first break ever, but your first break here with us. So it would be good if we could also get you some good mojo going. Bowman Sterling continuity for the Twins. Great roll. We might do, after this first case, obviously we're doing this as a half and a half because that's how I already have it set it up. Ooh, can I speak? That's how I already have it set up. My goodness. Too much Red Bull tonight, huh? And I'm thinking that after we do the first case, we might break some of the others as full cases instead of half cases of jumbo. What do you think about that? That might be a plan, possibly. And then, Patty, you get like a 50-pound cards. If you got all the base out of a full case of jumbo, I can't even... Well, we'll know what it ends up weighing after we get this first group of them out. It's always kind of a guess up to that point. The Astros and Kyle Tucker, 30th anniversary. Yeah, you'd like to break one that way? You'd like to do a full case and get like 1 million paper base cards? Yeah, we might. We might do it in the next, well, obviously the first case is done half and half, clearly, but in case number 2, maybe we'll do that. It's to 499. Matt Mercer and the Diamondbacks. That might be a good thing to do on, I guess we could do it on a Thursday of next week if we just started a little early. Or maybe do it on Saturday of next week. Well, Thelmer says he will come back and join us again. So awesome. Thank you. We'd be happy to have you come back and hang out with us. Well, there's at least a white sock. I mean, I know it's not exactly what you wanted, but it is numbered at least. It is a Zach Collins. That's paper to 499. Blue paper parallel. Bowman Sterling continuity once again brings us Jarred Kelenic for the Mariners. I think the Kelenic autographs are still in here on the old Mets card, and the other, everything else he's in here as a Mariner. I think that's what the checklist showed us, which just means they printed it way in advance and got it signed way in advance, because he got traded, what, back in December. But once they get them signed, buddy, they're not gonna they're putting them out. They're not ditching them once they get them signed. You better believe that. Numbered to 50, we have a gold talent pipeline also for the Tampa Bay Rays. Had quite a little break for themselves tonight. For the A's, that's Jesus Luzardo. Another talent pipeline. That one's the Diamondbacks. All right, we looked at these already, didn't we? Yes, because I already have them sorted. All right. We are on our last pack here. Let's see what the magic is. It's also for the Blue Jays. How about that? How about that, Anthony? You got another one for the Blue Jays. Ryan Borucki is headed your way for Toronto. And turned out to be a decent little pickup for you, didn't it? All right, so that is the break. We are going to recap, though. We'll take a look at our autograph cards, and we'll take a look at our numbered cards in way of recap. And you know what? Let's do our Bowman Sterling continuities, too, because I do have them set aside. So we'll take a quick look at them as well. So that's Kelenic for the Mariners. The Twins there with Graterol. I can hardly read this. That's Tampa Bay Rays for Wander Franco. My eyes are terrible. Chris Bryant and the Cubs. Estevan Florial for the Yankees. Urias and the Padres. Aramis Ademan for the Cubbies. And then the Royals with Mateus. Now, I know there's another Bowman Sterling continuity, but it's numbered, so it's in this other pile. So that's why you didn't see it right there. And this is to 50 talent pipeline for the Tampa Bay Rays. The White Sox to 499 with Zach Collins. That's blue paper. Another blue paper, Guzman to 499 for the Rangers. To 75, Contreras for the Braves. A little Joey Bart, blue shimmer to 150 for the Giants. Blue paper for the Giants to 499, Fabian. Purple paper for the Mets to 250 with Kilome or Kilome, whichever it is. Shohei Ohtani, Bowman Sterling continuity, atomic refractor to 150 for the Angels. And teal shimmer to 125, Matt Mercer, Diamondbacks. Blue paper to 499 for the Tigers with Stewart. The Cardinals, purple to 250, Baker. The Blue Jays to 250, that is purple paper, Kevin Smith. The Twins to 299 with a Graterol that is a little speckle. Nice. And then Royce Lewis with a refractor to $4.99, also nice for the Twins. And Teal Shimmer for the Cardinals, Andrew Kenzer to $125. Our autographs are Ryan Borucki for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Diamondbacks, that's not an autograph. I put that in the wrong place. It is a refractor to $499 for Matt Mercer. And I just stacked it in the wrong stack. Sorry, kids. The Mets and Ronnie Mauricio. The Washington Nationals to $299, a speckle for Augustin. The Tampa Bay Rays, Ronaldo Hernandez. And the Cubbies with Amaya. A speckle to $299, Kansas City Royals, Brewer Hicklin. The Arizona Diamondbacks and Matt Mercer. The Kansas City Royals, purple to $250, Brady Singer. Here come the Blue Jays again. This is a refractor to $499 with Chad Spanberger, whichever it is. Kansas City Royals, Brady Singer, autograph number 2 for Brady tonight. To $250, the Rockies with Roberto Ramos. And then our big gun tonight was the very first card we pulled out of the boxes. And wasn't that a handsome card indeed? Numbered to $499, a Wander Franco first Bowman refractor for the Tampa Bay Rays, making somebody very happy. All right, so that is the break and the recap. You know what I'm going to do right now? Put up the spreadsheet information one more time. For anybody who might have missed it earlier, we'll take a look at your anticipated shipping date, and we'll also take a look at the breaks that are scheduled for the days ahead. So I'm right now projecting this to be on the way to you, what we just broke tonight, approximately Tuesday. If I can get it out the door to you faster than that, you know I will gladly do so. One final reminder that Paper Base had its own bidding category. It doesn't ship to the teams. It goes to that category. Teams get all the stuff we looked at, you know, in slow time. So all the chrome cards, the inserts, the numbered cards, the autographs. And what else on that page? I think that's it. Oh, right. It was actually break number 9, but I goofed up and I listed the eBay title as break number 8, but this is actually break number 9. First break of Bowman Jumbo that we've done all year. Our others have been hobby. And then, of course, coming up, what we're looking at in the days ahead. Tomorrow night, Legacy Football, case break number 5. We're going to start at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific. Veteran Base has its own bidding category. Sunday is an off night because I got all kinds of stuff to sort and get ready to get out the door to you guys on Monday and Tuesday. On Monday, it will be a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, a 10-box case of Leaf Metal Sports Heroes pre-production proof cards. They're all one of one, they're all slabbed, and they're all autographed, and it's 1 per box. Same checklist of athletes as we had for regular Leaf Metal Sports. It's sold by first letter of the last name, and everything is listed in the football category if you're looking for it. Also on Monday night, we'll do Definitive Baseball. The big heavy hitter, high dollar Definitive Baseball is always fun. Then on Tuesday, we'll start again early, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, because we're going to break another 12-box case of Legacy Football, which reminds me I forgot to answer somebody's question earlier. Daggone it, and I think it was Ian who's gone. I need to email him about that. I think he asked me earlier what's the difference in an inner case and a master case. Crap, and I forgot to answer him. I got busy trying to deal with that unpaid team. Sorry, Ian. And then on Wednesday, an autographed Gold Rush full-size football helmet, Onyx Premier Gear baseball, and a full case of Finest baseball, which comes out on Wednesday. And then to answer the question that I didn't answer earlier, and I'll have to email him to answer it because I forgot to go back to it. An inner case and a master case is basically Panini's way of being dumb, in my opinion. They take, basically, it's this. They take 2 cases and they put the 2 cases in one bigger box, and they call the bigger box a master case and the 2 cases inside inner cases. And really, I don't know why they do that. I think it's really dumb. I would just rather them be 12-box cases. but they're not. They take two 12-box cases of Legacy anyway and put them in one bigger box and call it a 24-box case. But it's really, I mean, it is, but it isn't, you know, because it's really two sealed 12-box cases just inside of a bigger box. But anyway, that's what it is. And I'm sorry I forgot to go back and answer it earlier, but I will try to remember to email you too because you're signed off already. All right, that's it for me tonight. Thank you, everyone. I always appreciate you being here. I will be back at it tomorrow night. If I do not see you again then, I hope you come back and see me soon. Meanwhile, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you the next time. Bye now.